As we heard from our correspondent, Gulliver Cragg, just a few minutes ago. Gulliver, you're still there. Given that those protests started on the Maidan, what do those protesters today, how do they feel about Petroshenko's inauguration? Are they satisfied?
Well, the few protesters who are still left camping out on Maidan are absolutely the most radical ones, and they're not satisfied at all. They think that Ukraine not rise up against Viktor Yanukovych just to see another oligarch. Petro Poroshenko, as you were saying, is a billionaire, one of Ukraine's richest men, take power in this country. But that's not necessarily reflective of public opinion in general in Ukraine. A lot of people who did take part in the mass protests on Maidan now see Petro Poroshenko as some kind of a sensible choice. He's certainly not a fresh new face. He's not really somebody you could describe as a revolutionary. He is, in a way, a member of the establishment, but he's somebody who, from the very beginning of the protest, showed his commitment to them, and he's somebody who's got political experience, who knows Vladimir Putin personally, who has already served as foreign minister, and all of these things make them think that, for the time being at least, Petro Poroshenko is the man for the job. But people who took part in the protest movement in Ukraine consistently say is they're not letting down their guard. There's now going to be a strong civil society in Ukraine keeping up the pressure on the president and the government.
All right, let's listen to his speech there.
From Chernihiv to Sevastopol, we, Ukrainians, the ever-lighting light and the builders of the European family and labor, as Ivan Franko put it. We're standing with our feet and heart in Ukraine. We keep our heads in Europe. That's what Mikhailo Dragomanov said. The return of Ukraine to its natural European condition had been a dream of many generations. The dictatorship that reigned in the past years in Ukraine was willing to isolate us from this prospect, and the people stood up. The victorious revolution changed not only the power and the government, the country became different, the people became different. The time has come of inadvertent positive changes. In order to make them happen, what we need first and foremost is peace, security, and unity. The huge opportunities which have opened for Ukraine with the fall of tyranny is impeded by the war planned and unveiled in Donbass. Many people had thought that independence came to us without any efforts. That's not true. Our independence and unity was being fought for by generations of patriots. The warriors of the Heavenly Hundred perished for that. Can I invite you to respect their memory and pay tribute to them by the minute of silence?
Прошу сідати.
Please be seated.
Я йду на посаду президента.
I'm taking the office of the president in order to preserve and to enhance the unity of Ukraine. To secure the lasting peace and to guarantee the reliable security and safety to the nation. I know peace is the most valuable and most wanted value of the people of Ukraine. The head of state has a huge variety of tools to secure the territorial integrity and peaceful life of its citizens. The authority and powers and resolve are many. I don't want war. I don't want revenge, even though I still can see the huge victims and sacrifice and casualties sacrificed by the Ukrainian people. I want peace, and I will make the unity happen. And I begin my work by offering the peace plan. And I'm calling upon everyone who has taken arms in their hands, please lay down your arms. And I guarantee the indemnity from criminal liability of those who don't have blood on their hands, the blood of peaceful citizens of Ukraine, those who are not involved in financing terrorism. Second of all, the controlled corridor for Russian militants who will want to return home. Thirdly, peaceful dialogue. Clearly, not gunmen, not with gunmen and other scoundrels. I'm talking about the dialogue with peaceful citizens of Ukraine. Even those who have different views about the future of Ukraine. I want to make a special appeal to our compatriots in Donetsk and Lugansk. Our dear compatriots, many of you have experienced all the beauties, quote-unquote, of the terrorist rule. The abuses and that you're witnessing have brought the region to the brink of the complete disaster. But we will never leave you in this trouble. The national election of the president have assuaded the myth of illegitimacy of the Ukrainian government. This myth was orchestrated and heated up by the Russian government and Viktor Yanukovych, who betrayed Donbass and robbed Donbass. He used to rule Donbass for 17 years, and now he is financing terrorists. And he is the one who is fully responsible for the political, socio-economic situation in which the region has been trapped today. The unemployment, refugees, killed citizens, and tears of mothers. What will I bring to you as I visit you shortly? I will bring you peace. The project of power government decentralization, the new opportunities for the Russian language, all those tools that will not separate Ukrainians into the right ones and the wrong ones. The pantheon of heroes, religious traditions, and the history of Ukraine, all this will become a subject for dialogue and reconciliation. The joint project, joint with our EU partners, the project of jobs creation in the east of Ukraine, the investment programs, the program of economic reconstruction of Donbass. Today, we need a legitimate partner in the dialogue. Talking to gangsters and to killers is not our avenue. And we are ready to articulate, to announce the extraordinary pre-term elections in Donbass. These are the key bullets of my plan. We are not to discuss the issue of territorial integrity of Ukraine. Once I have taken the oath, I will do my best to guard the sovereignty and independence, and I will stand by this oath no matter what. The number of people that I was honored to communicate during my election campaign is over 1 million. Ukraine is extremely diverse, but it's strong in its spirit and united in its spirit. Our aspiration for unity and integrity is a dominated feeling all across Ukraine. And I'm impressed with the spirit I've seen in the south and in the east. we can proudly and firmly ascertain that the challenges we've been through have enhanced and reinforced us. They've made our nation stronger and more assured in our political choice. Our nation has never been as strong as it is today. But the freedom is not given for granted once and for all. It has to be fought for perpetually. And the peace that we expect to achieve shortly will never be lasting and sustainable unless we can make our security sustainable. We cannot always live in the combat readiness condition all the time. The military and its rearming must become one of our key priorities. More than that, the providing state procurement orders to our defense industries will provide a very powerful impetus to our economy evolution. Our military must become a real elite of the Ukrainian nation. The word general must be identified not with the word corruption, but with the word a hero. All that can ensure the sustainable peace in Ukraine must be achieved by our own efforts. Our most reliable allies, our military, our navy, and special forces, nobody will protect us unless we learn to protect ourselves. I promise to use all of my diplomatic experience to ensure the signature of a new international treaty that will replace the Budapest Treaty, which will provide new warranties of security up to the military support in case the Ukrainian integrity is threatened. Any aggressor at the borderline of Ukraine must recall the evangelical wisdom. Who comes with a sword will fall from the sword. Citizens of Ukraine will never enjoy the beauty of peace unless we settle down our relations with Russia. Russia occupied Crimea, which was, is, and will be a Ukrainian soil. And yesterday, I made a firm statement about it to the Russian leadership in Normandy. Crimea was, is, and will be Ukrainian. There can be no trade-off about the Crimea and about the European choice and the governmental system. All other things can be negotiated and discussed at the negotiation table. Any attempts of internal or external enslavement of Ukraine will meet with a resolute resistance. Living a new life means living a free life in the governmental system that that supports the freedoms and rights of citizens. And that is about the presidential parliamentary republic. No usurpation of power. The European democracy for me is the best way of the national governance invented by the humankind. It is the European experience that suggests that the major part of powers must be delegated from the central to the local authorities. The decentralization reform will commence as soon as during this year by entering amendments to the Constitution. New powers will be granted to local governments, but Ukraine was, is, and will be a unitarian state. All this raving about federalization has no grounds in Ukraine. The public demand for a complete reset of the government also includes the pre-term election of the parliament. Let's face it, let's be frank, the current composition of the parliament is not completely consistent with the aspiration of the nation. It changed dramatically in 2012.